Afternoon, guys. Errol speaking. Today we're going to be talking about the market maker method. I want to show you and prove to you that all you need to trade is this tool. We can call them tools, you can call them indicators, you can call them whatever you want, but this is the only two tools that you need, the wedge and the trend lines, and I'm going to prove it to you today. So today I chose USD ZAR just because of we took a trade on Friday and I did send it to the group. So I want to show you and prove to you that this is the only two tools you need to trade basically any pair, but especially USD pair. So obviously we have to start on a higher time frame, but today we're going to be concentrating more on the lowest time frame. But obviously we have to start on the higher time frame just to plot the trend lines. So today we're going to be concentrating on only trend lines and wedges, but mostly trend lines. I want to prove to you that trend lines really do work, guys, and they will really show you the direction and show you exactly where the market is, and to be on the straight, the same line with the big boys or the market maker. You can call them whatever you want to call them. So okay, USD ZAR. This is where I will start. Okay, this is what I will do. We are on a higher time frame, as you can see. So this is how I plot my trend line, because they will help me either on, well, even when I put them on the higher time frame, but they will also definitely help me on the smaller time frame. So this is how I will plot my trend lines. I always make sure I get the most touch. It's either at the top or at the bottom. It doesn't matter, but I'm really looking for the most touches. It's like, as you can see here and here. Yes, this looks much valid to me. Or you can plot it like that, but I'd rather put it like this. Okay. Just put it like that for now. Make it blue. Okay. Before it gets too messy, let's just try and move all these things, because now we know that we are dealing with market maker method and how they move. Okay, I'm just gonna delete everything. Make it as clean as possible. Today we make it clean. I don't want any messy today. Okay, then we shift to weekly, and this is what we see. Try and squeeze it in and see. What I can see here, guys, because since, like I said, those are the only two tools that they use: the wedge and the trend lines. Okay, as you can see, the trend line so far. So what I see on the weekly, I see a big giant trend line, not a trend line, okay, trend line and a wedge. This is a wedge, guys. This is a wedge. As you can see, 1, 2, 3. Let's make this yellow. Let's make it yellow. This is a trend line. This is a big, nice wedge. But what we are concentrating at, we are looking for this. This is just showing us what just happened. A wedge went out. Then what's going to happen? Obviously, it must come back down. But it won't just from here come back down. So we need to get inside and see and find out the best entry. That's what we are concentrating at today. Trend lines and wedges. D1, as you can see, okay. D1, I can see. Before I plot the wedges, let me just plot the trend lines, and I'm going to put them in different colors today, guys, so we don't get confused. As you can see, I'm just going to plot it like that, and I'm going to change the color. Let's make it, let me see, let's make it red. right? So just that we don't get confused. So we know that this is the biggest trend line that we have from a higher time frame. This is from D1. Okay, then from here, we move on. H4, squeeze it in. Now the wedge, it's clear. Even the trend line, it's also actually, we can see. Try and as you go down to make it touch properly. Make it touch properly. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is good. Open it. You see another wedge. When you see a wedge, you take it, put it down. I remember on my intro, I think it was, when was it? I think it was early May. I did make an intro this way. We were still inside this wedge, and I did mention that the best place to enter was here. And obviously, when it touches the wedges here, it's going to come back and touches the lower. I was 100% right. Okay. But anyway, we're not into that today. As you can see, we see a wedge now. And then from there, let's just keep on moving on. We go to H1. We squeeze it in. Okay. We see H1. All we do is plot another trend line with a different color so we don't get caught up. There you go. Just leave it like that. We change to a different color. Let's make it, okay, let's make it brown. Settle brown, okay, it's fine. Close it. From here, what can we do? Let's try and open it up and see what's happening on H1. Okay, there you go. What do we do? Let's go back to, no, let's go low. M30. Okay, since on a D, no, on a H4, we see a big wedge. And then we see on an M4, there's another wedge. Let's plot it, guys. Let's plot it because today we want to get the best entry and we want to be on the same line with the big boys. And I want to prove to you and to show you this is the only method that they use, and this is the only method that you need. Because all these trend lines that I'm plotting now are basically your take profit. Let me put it like that. Okay, another trend line, another wedge, then another trend line, of course. See another trend line. We put it like that. We'll give it another color also. There you go. Let's make it, what color can we? Okay, let's make it white. Get white and bold. Thick. Nah, it's too white. We can't see it properly. Okay, let's change it to what color? I'm looking for, okay. Make it black. Much better. Okay. You open it. I know we took this trade on a Friday. I remember we took it like somewhere here. Okay. As we go down, pin it up. You know what I see now, guys? I see a wedge. We plot all these wedges. Is that a wedge or a trend line? Wedge or trend line? That's all we are doing now until to the lowest. Wedge. Okay. We took this trade last week, Friday, I think. And we took a sell. And I see something different here, but it doesn't matter. Okay, let's take it to 15. Okay. I respect wedges like this, the one that takes a day or two, especially when it goes like this. As you can see, it's 2 days of a wedge. Okay, guys, I see another wedge here. That's why even if you take a trade and it's going your way, it's always very important to always look for things like this, because you might think that you are right and you're at the wrong side of the makers. But yeah, but it's also very important to always update. So as you can see here, we took the trade last week. I think we took it, it was somewhere here. And I remember the reason why I took it because I saw these spikes here. So I actually told myself it's gonna go all the way to the bottom. Because one thing that I know for sure, and what the trend, um, what the structure itself is telling me, it's telling me that they're trying to make a second leg here, guys, because of this big wedge. The bigger the wedge, the bigger the move. And obviously, everything has to be massive. It's not just gonna go up like this. So what I see here, guys, they're trying to make a second leg. And obviously, if they are going to make a second leg, is the structure that is telling me. It's not me saying, it's what the structure is saying itself. That's why the structure and the trend lines and the wedges are the most important in trading. Once you can master this, you can do whatever on other pairs. Okay, let's go to M30, M15. Okay, I see another wedge, and look what just happened here, guys. This is what I see. Since this is a wedge, so they went low first. Can you see? I bet, and I promise you, and what the structure is showing me. This is what the structure is showing me, guys. That they'll come back up. You know why I say this? It's not me, it's the structure itself. Look, this is a wedge. It's a wedge. They went up to take out the stop losses and they want to make a WM formation, the second leg for the W, as you can see. Since there's another wedge here, people here, what do you think retail traders were doing here? In my saying, because of this trend line, they will be buying. So the second leg is actually to induce retail traders to buy and keep on buying, and also to take out the stop losses of those who sold on this breakout. All the people who sold here on the breakout, the stop losses are here, and also those who respect the trend line, they are buying here, thinking that it will keep on going up. So this second leg is just to hit the stop losses and to induce buyers. So there's a lot that is happening in the second leg, guys. As you can see, we're trying to build a second leg. They're building a second leg to take out this wedge, and at the same time, they are building a second leg for this wedge. Wedge MWM formation to also induce sellers more going up. Well, they're going to turn around and go back up and take out this trend line because they're very interested in what they left behind. But they have to induce us guys to take us in the wrong direction. So now that we know their method, we go with them. We don't fight with them. As you can see, second leg going up. This is what I think is going to happen to build up the second leg. And obviously, where will be your take profit? Your take profit will be here on the trend line of this. That's why I plotted everything in their own colors, so we don't get confused. Because the trend lines are very important; they play a big role. So this should be your take profit, and we are going to take this trend, guys, next week. Probably on Monday it might go back up, and then maybe on the Tuesday reversal, they might drop the market and to take out all the people who actually bought in here. People who bought in here and people that are still going to buy in, they're going to be putting all the stop losses right in here. They have to take them out with the second leg. At the very same time, they're also building a second leg for the bigger wedge, which is this MWM formation. Excuse me, before they can go up. They can even go a little bit lower, but for now, we respect this red trend line because this is where they at, the red trend line. So what I'm trying to show you guys is that it's very important to use this method and to always put it in mind. This is what they do. Without the wedge, guys, they cannot do anything. This is the only method that they use. There is no other method. Ever since the beginning of Forex, this is the only method that they've been using. So if you can plot all this trend line exactly the way that I showed you on other pairs, put them into different colors so you don't get confused and it doesn't get messy, you will be 98% on the same line with the market maker. That I promise you guys. That I promise you. So since we took this trade on Monday, two things will happen here. Since I see a wedge here, even if it goes up, it doesn't go completely up. It might end up even here. So what we're gonna do, since we took this as a sell on a Friday, it's either when the market opens, you can close, or you actually put your stop loss exactly at your entry point. Okay, push it a little bit more better. So when it come back and knock you out, at least you get $1 or something. Or it can keep on going low. But according to the structure itself, the structure is telling me that it's gonna go back up and take out this wedge before they can go down. This is what the structure is saying, and build another second leg for the higher, for the bigger wedge. So this is what is happening here, guys. As you can see, I'm respecting these red trend lines because they're inside the red trend line. Well, also the bigger trend line also help us. We know we are on how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 different trend lines, and all these 4 trend lines are very, very important, guys. Don't take them out. Always keep them like that. And once you put them in different colors, they will help you in future. Always keep them like that. Don't take them out. As the market move, you just go to the higher time frame and see, just to refresh your mind and see what's really happening. As you can see here, look at this big wedge, guys. Look at this big wedge. So exactly what I just told you. They are also building a second leg when they go up here and take out this big wedge. They're also building a second leg for this big wedge. As you can see, it's gonna go back up for what? To make a WM formation in here. For what? For this big wedge. That's the reason why they're gonna go back up. Like I said, after taking out this big wedge here, they're probably gonna what? Go back as low as they can to take out this wedge. This wedge, because this is a wedge, guys. This wedge. This wedge. Yes, it will take years, but this is what I'm trying to show you guys. That it's very important to see what's happening on the bigger picture. When you can see the bigger picture, it actually becomes much easier on the lower time frames. Look, we went in up to 15. This is a wedge. This is what is going to happen. Let's go to 5. You can see this is a clear, beautiful wedge. It just broke down, and this is what is happening. Let's go to M1. Let's see what's really happening. As you can see on a 1 minute time frame, look what I see. This is a wedge. It's a small wedge. So what happened on the bigger time frame guys also happened on the smaller time frame. Look, as low as you can go to 1 minute time frame. It's a wedge. There is it. What happened? They are going back up. So those who sold on this breakout of this wedge, look what they're happening. Now they're taking their stop losses out. 5, going back up, hitting all the stop losses of those people who sold in here. Like us, we did sell in here, I know, yes, but that's why it's very important to always be checking for things like this, even when you are on the right direction. So actually, this small wedge was just to induce and actually Actually, this was supposed to be our take profit. This is supposed to be our take profit. So when the market opens, like I said, if you took the USD ZAR on a Friday, close the trade, and we wait for it to come back up. If you're gonna buy, then this should be your take profit if you're gonna buy from here. But I myself, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just gonna close the pair. Or no. In fact, I'm not going to close the pair. I'm just gonna put the stop loss exactly on my entry point. So if it comes back and knock me out, it's fine. I'm gonna wait for it to come back here, and from here, I'm also gonna wait for it and see what it builds here before I can buy, before I can sell, because we're definitely going to take this, because what I'm showing you now, I also want to prove it to you next week. So this is what the structure itself is telling me. You can see I'm not using any indicators, I'm just using the structure itself, because I understand the weekly and the daily and the monthly and the yearly structure is very important. What's happening on the higher time frame is also happening on the daily time frame. They are using these big wedges or small wedges, as like I showed you here on the 1 minute time frame. As you can see, doesn't matter how small it is, a wedge is a wedge. As you can see, there's another wedge here. I'm gonna take it out. So when the market opens, the way I see it, it's gonna buy, it's gonna go up to this top wedge, take it out before they can come back low and build another leg for the bigger time frame. When they are done, then they're gonna deal with this. And one more thing, as you can see here, guys, that I want to show you. Look at what happened on this big wedge. 1, 2, 3. Look what happened on the third. Because the third time it actually makes the way we were taught that the third time it actually makes the trend valid. So obviously, retail traders in here, they were selling. Look what they did. They built up another wedge. This is a wedge. They built up another wedge. Oh, excuse me. They build up another wedge, went down before they can make this massive move. This is what we are trying to teach you guys. This is what we want to trade. We don't want to trade all this. Yes, of course, we're on the higher time frame, but this is what we want to catch. The induced sellers wedge went down and went up. This is our single impact trend mark. They went low, as you can see. Wedge hit low, and the fourth time they went up. This was a beautiful trade. Second closing of this big green candlesticks. This is where you're supposed to be buying. Obviously, if I would have taken this trade, I would have came out right here at the top. This would have been my take profit. But just because of, if I would have drawn this trend line, just hold on a second. If I would have drawn this trend line like the way I drawn this one perfectly, then I would have known that I am inside this bigger trend line. Then I would have taken advantage, you see, take it even more further, more higher. But the safe place to take profit was at the top of this wedge. So this is a wedge. This is a wedge. So as you can see, guys, this is the only method that they use. So as long as you can have all these trend lines and you draw them in different colors, so it doesn't get too messy for you to see, then you will have no problem. As you can see, I've got three different trend lines passing me by. So at least when I know the brown ones, I just go back and see where did I draw the brown, and I know it's because of this downtrend line. So it's very important, guys, to keep those trend lines in different colors so you can see exactly what is really happening. So when the market opens, we're going to wait for it to get here, maybe probably on the Tuesday reversal, then we're going to take it down here up to this red, or not even straight to the red. just closer to the red. You should be able to take profit. And from there, you take it upwards. So this is the only method. This is the only, should I say, indicators, if you want to call it an indicator, you should be using. Wedge and trend lines are the best to trade any pair. More especially the USD pair. I've actually tested this on all the USB pairs. They work beautiful, very beautiful. So guys, take this. Take any pair of your favorite. Do this and see if you're gonna find a better entry. Then you go with it. And you go with it. I just showed you exactly what's going to happen next week. We're talking about next week when the market opens. The market will open tonight, obviously. But this is what the trend line it's showing me. So let's put it to the test. Let's see what happens next week. But this is what we're going to be doing. And we are going to be trading this pair. This is how I see it, guys. This is what the trend line is showing me. So that's all I can say for now, guys. Just take this, put it into practice. It's very, very important that you practice this, guys. Practice this on different pairs and see what you can get. I promise you will be on the same line with the market maker. 95 to 98%, you will always be right. That is what the structure itself, and this is what the only method that the market makers that they use, and this is what you will never learn from any academy. They don't teach this. This you actually have to teach yourself. You have to find it yourself. It takes years and years and years to actually start to learn something like this. But it is not that difficult once you can see and understand what's really happening. So we are no more retail traders. We are big boys now. We trade with them. We don't fight with them. We try all by means to be on the line with them. 95%, we have to be in the line with them, because once you get this trend line wrong, you will be on the wrong side, and we don't want that. We always want to be on the right side with them. So put this into practice, guys, and you can post it on the group and see. Let's educate each other, and then we try and correct all by means. We put it to the test. How do we put it on the test? By taking those trades. That's how we test if we're on the right or what. We don't even have to use bigger lot sizes. Always use smaller lot sizes, guys. And this will be on my next lesson. I want to show you guys how to take control of your money, how to trade, to risk only 1 to 5% of your trade. I'm gonna be showing you that. I think that will be next weekend, Thursday or so. Just hope everyone will be, will be able to log in, and as I teach, you can ask some question. But as what I just showed you today, you watch the video. After done with the video, you may ask any question that you wish to ask, and I will be happy to assist, me and Mr. James. All right. For now, thank you guys, and good luck.